In this Assassin's Creed Shadows video, we're going to be taking a deep dive into how the progression system will work and what you can expect from it. We're going to be joined by Julian, an associate game director on Assassin's Creed Shadows. So if you guys want to stay up to date with this game, don't forget to subscribe to the channel, leave a like. Now let's get into this. Now Julian, the game director, says having two separate characters with unique archetypes in our feudal Japan world pushed us to rethink how we wanted to approach player progression. Our goal was to stay as close as possible to the philosophy of mastery and martial arts. This philosophy is reflected in the way of learning new skills, depends on gathering mastery points and knowledge ranks. Under the mastery section, in Shadows, Naoe and Yasuke have multiple mastery trees to invest in, unique for each of them. These trees are tied to the unique weapons they both carry, as well as their specific archetypes, Samurai for Yasuke and Shinobi for Assassin Naoe. Each weapon tree allows you to improve and expand your skills by learning new combos, increasing weapon efficacy, or unlocking deadly abilities. As for the archetype trees, Yasuke can invest in his samurai training to unlock new ways to be versatile in combat, such as switching weapons mid-combo. For Naoe, developing the shinobi or assassin trees unlocks new ways to evolve stealth and assassinate foes. Now the points you invest in a mastery tree also unlock additional bonuses for that weapon or archetype, further reinforcing your progress. To earn mastery points, you'll need to level up your character throughout the normal course of play, completing quests, activities, etc. But you can also earn them by defeating unique enemies in the world, like the Samurai Daisho, deadly enemies that can only be found in castles. These foes will put your combat or stealth talents to their test. And mastery points can also be reset at any time if you wish to change your playstyle. And Naoe and Yasuke share their progression, meaning that your level XP, mastery points, and knowledge will be gained by both equally to ensure neither character is left behind. Now let's get into the abilities. Abilities are found in all mastery trees. In combat, each weapon has 2 ability slots in which you can assign unlocked active abilities. When unlocked, a weapon ability can generally be upgraded multiple times, adding new gameplay twists and dealing greater damage to opponents. The Samurai and Shinobi trees also offer up unique abilities, and while you can only equip one of these at a time, it's available at any time no matter your equipped weapon. When you look at a mastery tree, you'll notice that some of the abilities and skills cannot be unlocked right away. You'll need to increase your knowledge and rank to make them available. Unlocking the most advanced abilities and skills may also require you to complete certain unique actions to snag the last assassination upgrade. For example, you must defeat a mysterious group of shinobi. Now let's get into the knowledge ranks. In Shadows, knowledge is an abstraction of your mind, aka your mental readiness. This means certain upgrades for your character will only be accessible once your character has reached specific knowledge rank. Knowledge can be acquired throughout your journey by completing different types of non-violent activities, such as finding lost pages in temples, taking time to pray in shrines, doing some Kujikiri meditation for Naoe, or learning new kata for Yasuke. It is a way for us to connect the development of our dual characters' minds with their physical skills. Even though some activities are character specific, knowledge gained from them is still shared between Naoe and Yasuke, so the more they grow as individuals, the more they both benefit. Now, endgame teaser. By the time you reach the 6th rank of knowledge, you will have all skills available to unlock in your mastery trees, but your progression does not stop there. Naoe and Yasuke will then gain access to a brand new knowledge tree and continue progressing. This tree will offer numerous new passive skills, allowing you to maximize specific stats to fully embrace your ideal playstyle. Now, equipment and stats. In addition to improving your mastery and knowledge, you will need to manage your equipment, making sure it matches your level so you can be as strong, if not stronger than your foes. In your inventory, you can equip up to 2 different weapons at once, including ranged weapons for Yasuke, a headgear piece, and an armor, and a trinket or amulet. All of them have a level of quality rating and stats to contribute to your total character stats. You can also equip and customize your horse and its saddle to complement the look of your armor, but these are purely cosmetic. Now, enemy resistance. The level of your equipment as well as your skills and abilities will influence how you stack up against your enemies in Shadows. An enemy's health is represented by a health bar divided into multiple segments. These segments directly impact how much damage you need to inflict to kill an enemy in combat, and they determine the outcome of your assassination attempts. You'll start the adventure with a hidden blade that can remove 2 health segments, meaning that if any enemy has more than that, they will survive your assassination attempt and turn to fight you. You can recognize these enemies by using the observe mechanic. Furthermore, when you target an enemy for assassination, the color of their health bar will change to reflect whether the attempt will be deadly or not. White will guarantee an assassination, yellow will only deal some damage, and red will result in the assassination assassination being denied. To ensure you can take down difficult targets with assassinations, you can improve your assassination damage in the mastery trees, equip gear and weapons that give additional bonuses, or engrave bonuses on gear items at the forge. Some of these bonuses are contextual and give you the advantage in specific scenarios, such as adding +1 damage segment to air assassination or +2 damage segments to assassination attempts at night. Enemies that are 5+ levels over you will be marked with a skull icon, meaning that they are much stronger than you and probably too difficult to take on. You should always ensure your current level matches with the region you are in, as well as who you are facing. Now, finding gear and weapons. In Shadows, we have a wide range of gorgeous gear sets with their own visual variations, both for Naue and Yasuke. Gear and weapons can be looted in chest or on defeated enemies. The loot itself is largely randomized in order to give players a sense of unique discovery along their journey. However, we also have predetermined items placed throughout the world. These usually have a legendary quality and can be obtained from specific targets and in castle chests. You can locate these valuable opportunities on the objective board or the world map, and they usually offer a great challenge in stealth or combat. Now, gear quality. We have 5 quality levels that influence how powerful a piece of equipment might be and how much it can impact your playstyle. Common equipment is the lowest quality and has basic stats. Uncommon equipment has improved stats and a perk. Rare equipment is strong and offers the possibility to engrave a second perk of your choice at the forge in the hideout. Epic equipment adds a chance to have one of those core stats boosted. If you're lucky, an enemy can drop an epic item that has stronger elements than a legendary one. And legendary equipment has unique handpicked stats, a gameplay oriented perk, and an engraving slot. As you play, it is highly recommended to keep upgrading gear at the forge in the hideout to ensure your favorite equipment always matches your current level. Now, visual customization, transmog, and loadout. We know how style is as important as damage for players. If you like the stats of your equipment but not interested in its look, you can apply the cosmetic look from other items you have found instead. This is known as transmog. To unlock this feature, you simply need to build the forge in the hideout. After that, it can be done directly from the inventory menu. No need to use your in-game money. Overall, the forge plays a key part in managing your inventory. There you can upgrade or dismantle weapons and gear. They go on to say that they push transmog further in Shadows by adding weapon customization too. Not only can you switch the visual of one weapon to another, you can also mix and match the look of different parts. The final result could be the blade of one weapon with the guard of another and the handle of your newly acquired one. Once you created a customized gear and weapon set that you want to save, head to the gallery in your hideout. You can not only display your gear there, but you also unlock loadouts to save your different equipment configuration. Now, customizing your playstyle. Each equipment piece has stats that can affect key game mechanics such as base weapon attacks, posture attack, critical damage, and many more. It will be up to you to find synergies between gear, weapons, and skills to embrace your favorite way to play. Now, getting into perks. Perks are a great way to modify, enhance, or specialize a piece of equipment in the game. There are hundreds of perks to find that can improve your stats. You'll acquire or loot new ones each time you kill a target. You can also purchase them at merchants. Find some in chests or obtain some by constructing your forge in the hideout. Perks can also be unlocked after completing specific accomplishments in the game. For example, completing a specific number of air assassinations can unlock the perk to remove an additional health segment while doing an air assassination. In short, perks are a great way to further specialize in your favorite playstyle while being rewarded for it. Perks can be straightforward stat improvements, influence afflictions, or feature different exotic conditions that inspire you to play differently. For example, a perk can boost your base damage the more you have adrenaline chunks filled, so it encourages you to play without abilities in exchange for hitting enemies much harder. Legendary perks are the most unique ones. They change the way you play by affecting a game mechanic instead of simply boosting a stat, though they can only be found on legendary gear. The perks you collect can be put into use once you construct the forge at the hideout. Engraving complementary perks can create powerful synergies on a given piece of equipment, allowing you to personalize your gear and make it your own. Now, here's an example with exotic combat with Naue. This mix of gear, weapons, and perks allow Naue to knock down enemies when sliding into them, deal more damage on the ground, attack and vault over them while sprinting. This mix of moves gives room for a very offensive and exotic playstyle where you can engage, disengage enemies to surprise them. Stealth range build for Yasuke. We teased in our stealth article Yasuke's ability to strike from the shadows with his bow. In the following clip, you can see the use of the legendary archer set that increases range damage, mixed with various perks that ensure even a samurai daishao can be killed right away with a headshot. There are, of course, many ways to specialize utilize Naue and Yasuke, whether you want to create a build specific to strike at night when in stealth or becoming deadly in combat when performing perfect parries with your katana. Now let's get into the afflictions. Some weapons can also induce afflictions. This added element replaces one of the weapon stat boosts. Afflictions require build-up time to take effect, the length of which can vary depending on your gear and perks, so they are more useful on enemies with larger pools of health. We have 4 types of affliction. There's bleed, poison, daze, and knockout. Bleed instantly deals massive additional damage once affliction buildup is reached and then resets. Poison becomes active for a set duration upon buildup, dealing light damage over time. Poison also interrupts enemies and causes them to vomit. Enemies that are dazed for a certain amount of time once the affliction buildup is reached, while dazed enemies will miss most of their attack attempts and won't be able to defend. A knocked out enemy stays down on the ground for a certain amount of time. The affliction is mostly induced by abilities or when an enemy is grabbed and then KO'd by Naue or Yasuke. Now let's get into the trading. Trading will also be key in the game to push Naue and Yasuke's talents further. Throughout the open world, you can find merchants in cities or itinerant merchants on the various roads of Japan. We have different types of merchants that sell different things. Some are focused on selling gear, some on resources, and some on cosmetic elements. You can also sell them extra resources, unused gear, and valuables in exchange for mons, which is the currency at the time. Merchants also sell unique things that you cannot find anywhere else, so don't hesitate to stop by. And that is going to do it for the deep dive into how progression will work in Assassin's Creed Shadows. Ubisoft has provided me with an early access key, so I will be streaming and uploading content a couple days early on March 18th, so be sure to subscribe to the channel if you guys want to stay up to date with the game. Leave a like if you found this helpful, and I'll see you guys around the channel.